So hopefully I'm not speaking too soon on this, but I thought I would document it anyways. Basically, I've had some very weird breakouts, just more so than usual. We talked about this one and that being the same day that I ate the cheese, but also there's like some other stuff, like I had just started doing the rectal syringe without adding the baking soda on that same day, so that was day 1 too. What else did I do that day that like I thought could have influenced it? I thought there was like one other thing. So I had that happen, and then yesterday I started to get a really large like under the skin cystic acne type bump on my forehead. Like we're talking like pretty close to the middle of my forehead, and it is because it's still underneath the skin. It's one of those ones that like I don't know if it'll ever come up or like what will happen, but it's like triple the size of this, and it's like a knot. Like you would have thought like maybe a bug bit me, but it's actually like a cystic pimple, and so obviously it's tender to the touch, and yeah, I need to stop touching it. So that popped up yesterday, and then a couple days before that I had a bump on my back that is again red under the skin, has no head on it, so they're more hormone based. But now that I've had it, first off, I never ever break out on my forehead. The only time I break out really on my forehead is like if I'm doing something different, so that's like if I stopped MSM then I get back on MSM. It's like usually that's like a detox zone for some people. Most of my hormonal acne like stays around here, so it's just interesting that I've had 3 of these breakouts when things have been pretty quiet with as far as like my skin goes, all within this week, and in places where I don't usually get them. And so I'm wondering if maybe my body's going through another detox because I took out the baking soda with my glutathione syringe. Am I 100% on this? Obviously not. I don't know if I just wait and see what else is going to pop up, but my skin it's reminding me a lot of like when I start MSM for the first time, like those detox, gross, angry, painful pimples. And it's just, yeah, it's just really weird to have something like that pop up on my forehead. And then of course I remember the one like that's on my back. There's just one on my back, but it's red, it's angry. I haven't had any other pimples or breakouts on my back since I did the chemical peel. Like the chemical peel completely took out anything that was going on back there, any blackheads, and yeah, everything's just been kind of quiet. Any like bump that I've had, like it's just kind of like been there for like months, so nothing has changed, but like all of a sudden new things are popping up. And so, oh yeah, I didn't take my tea that day. So yeah, I had not only had I eaten cheese, which I had been staying away from, like the snackable sizes of cheese, I stayed away from that for a while, but also I didn't drink any of my spearmint tea or my green tea. Yeah, green tea. So I hadn't drank any of that, and now of course I'm back on that cycle of always drinking my teas and staying away from cheese, and for some reason I'm still getting these breakouts. So that's why it's like, okay, maybe that wasn't the issue. It might be my body going through another detox with this glutathione. Yeah. There isn't a whole lot I can say about the rectal syringe without the baking soda yet, because it's only day 4. I want to wait and see at least after like a 7-day period, just to see what is up with everything. I told you guys I also started doing my chamomile and hibiscus spray, because like I am noticing a glow, but I also started doing the spray up again, and I had taken a couple days off from the spray because I just hadn't made up a new batch. But at this point, like, yeah, I am kind of leaning towards the fact that doing the rectal syringe without any baking soda is stronger. That's just the way I'm leaning. Yeah, because like once we start connecting all these dots, like I said, we'll see for sure in a couple more days, and then as just time goes on, I don't know how much it weakens it, but because obviously it still works with the baking soda, but the way my body is responding to it, I don't know, it's just really weird. Also, I had missed 1 day of glutathione and then I felt very tired and lethargic and I needed a nap. And then, you know, the next day I took my glutathione again. I was feeling better, but I was still just kind of feeling not as much energy as I usually do. And so for some people, when they are starting glutathione for the first time, or they're starting MSM for the first time, they will have almost a feeling of like they're getting sick while their body's going through detox. This could be almost flu-like symptoms or cold-like symptoms. I've definitely felt it before, and obviously this wasn't that bad, but I'm just kind of like connecting the dots and just wondering if it could in any way be connected. I don't know, because the day after I wasn't completely feeling 100%, but I was still feeling a whole lot better than I was the day that I missed glutathione altogether. So if this does mean that adding baking soda neutralizes it too much, or like weakens it, should I say, not necessarily neutralizes it, but just like weakens it, then I would suggest only adding a little bit of baking soda to your mixture when you're doing a nebulizer, because for some people, unless you want to be doing a 40-minute nebulizer routine and only taking like 1,000 milligrams of glutathione, which you probably don't, then it's like you have to add the baking soda, or all of that silt of the glutathione is going to stay in the bottom because it's not enough water. With nebulizers, you can only get in so much water into like the little container. If you go over the fill line, well, you can't. Like the fill line, like the little container is like so small, so adding the baking soda was a good way to at least get 2,000 milligrams of glutathione into that little container. And I mean, yeah, you're gonna be sitting there for like 40 minutes or not. And yeah, you're gonna be sitting there for like 40 minutes, but at least you're getting your 2,000 milligrams and not like 1,000 milligrams. So I think with the baking soda, obviously the glutathione still works, but it may be that it is even stronger without any baking soda at all. Also, you know, I'm back on, you know, taking a full 4,000 milligrams in the entire syringe. So that entire 10 milliliter syringe of water, I'm using all of that water to dissolve my 4,000 milligrams. So if you need to use that much water, or if you need to use that 10 milliliters plus a little bit more, like so, pull up the stopper, get all the water, put it in your little cup, and then pull up a little bit more water and then add it. And so you're gonna be doing kind of like, I want to say like 1 and like 1/4 rectal syringes, you know. Then, you know, do what you have to do so that it is completely dissolved. When it's milky and you're about to do the rectal syringe, you'll notice that like it'll kind of irritate that very sensitive area. So I highly recommend using as much water as you think you need. And it's not going to be like 20 milliliters of water. Really just using the 10 milliliters in the 4,000 milligrams of glutathione, like that was enough. So I don't know how much you guys are taking. If you're like doing a dose over like 8,000 milligrams, then yes, you're gonna have to do, you know, multiple syringes. So yeah, as much as you need, and you'll just apply it and then suck up more and apply that one and then go on about your day. Also, there has been a little bit of change in my bile. Usually when I was doing it with the baking soda before, on the same amount of glutathione, on just 4,000 milligrams, I would release it in the morning and then I would be good for the rest of the day. Now doing the same 4,000 milligrams but without baking soda, I have noticed that I still have a little bit of bile coming out like a couple hours even after I make it to the morning and have let out that excrement. My body's still making a little bit more, like even into like mid-afternoon. So you might notice that you're going to the bathroom more. I guess another side effect is getting thirsty. Usually when I'm sleeping, I'll like have to wake up and like reach for the water by my bedside because I don't know why it makes me more thirsty. But yeah, that's just a thing. You have to be careful with MSM too. That's why it's not good to take MSM before bed, because you really need to take it while you're awake to be able to drink like at least 8 ounces of water with it as you're taking it, or you'll notice it'll make you really thirsty. But so far that is what I've been noticing, and this is only day 4 of doing this method without baking soda, and so I'll continue checking in as things are popping up. But I just thought that I would document that I am having some weird painful type acne marks that usually only come up when I'm detoxing. So my body may be going through a mini detox right now.